across the room, stub your toe 3 times.
That feels good.
Yeah, it feels great. Oh God, we really should plan out intros better.
Well, I was asking you, are we already doing the intro?
No, I mean, it's technically recording. We can go with that.
Okay, well, let's just stop now.
Well, I mean, I can't put all that stuff in.
So is this our intro right now?
This is our intro right now. How does it feel?
And it's exciting. I can't wait to do whatever it is we're going to be doing. I'm sure everyone listening is throbbing with anticipation.
They're like, what the actual fuck? We don't know what we're doing yet, so.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, well.
We just hide it really well.
We're amazing. So what did you think of our last show that I put up this week?
I thought it was badass. I thought you did a really good job of editing it.
That was
because I can't believe you took 2 hours and 48 minutes of
Was that how long it was?
Chaos. No, it was like actually an hour and 45 minutes, and you cut it down to 30 minutes. That was amazing. And it actually made sense the entire time.
Yeah, I drank a lot of coffee.
I don't blame you. I
guess Saturdays are going to become my editing days because I seem to do better under pressure.
Well, no, that was a hard one, and I bet you were dreading it too because you knew it was hard. I mean,
it's just they're strong personalities and really good music, and I didn't want to lose anything, but we all got pretty off balance. Hey, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we going to start every interview with you asking somebody about their hair?
No, but it'll come up.
Oh, God damn it.
Do you want it to be our thing? You could make it into a thing.
You seem to want to make it into a thing. So I think you have a hair fetish, and I'm just going to let you have it.
I do have a hair fetish. I will not lie about that. I like hair. I wish I had some of my own.
You do. It's just not on your head.
I know. It's on my back, and it's not fair. It's not fair.
Life
is cruel.
But your wife could like braid your back hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's gross. Why did I think of that?
It's probably because I have said it before.
Oh, thanks. Thank you.
I put that in there. Just a
little
nugget.
She said. Should we let this man in the room?
Let's let him in.
I'm gonna let you talk about hair now.
No, I can't do it. I can't talk about it. So this is Raynell. Raynell.
Hey, Raynell.
Hey, honey.
This is one of the greatest musicians to ever walk the face of Presidential Glen.
That might be true.
That is true because I was the only other guitarist there, and we both know I suck.
Oh my God! Stop it.
She has problems with self-deprecation.
What was that word that you slurred? What's in your coffee cup?
Self-deprecation.
But Brent, I always tell you got to look on the bright side. I mean, dude, you suck really well.
I know. I'm the best.
You're the best at sucking.
I'm the best at sucking.
That's how you know so much about my balls.
Ding ding.
Oh my God.
We hit all the bells and whistles on that one.
Nope, there's one more. You're missing one more. Just get it out of the way. He has nice, beautiful, flowing hair, doesn't he, Brent?
He doesn't. I've seen him without his cap. That hair is like glued to his cap.
Oh, or it's not just. It's like
no,
just a ring.
Yeah.
It's just
this
a
mullet
wig
is
glued
attached
to the cap.
It comes off with the hat.
But he does have a good beard, though. It's like it never changes colors. It's always black. No matter how old he gets, it's always black.
No, I've gone up a shade.
Have you?
Recently.
Not like when we first met. You would always dye your hair and trim. You'd look so nice.
Well, it's really nice to see you because it reminds me that you still don't have hair.
That's right.
Yes.
I do not.
We hear about it a lot.
Yeah, it's a thing now.
You're just lucky your head is shaped very nicely.
It is.
That's true.
It is. It is beautiful. We've got no lumps on it.
No, exactly.
Well, wait, I have a question. How did you guys meet?
Well, we were young and I needed the money.
The truth is, you just started stalking me.
I did. I followed him in Walmart. I accosted him in Walmart.
He'd show up when I was shopping. He'd show up at my work. He'd be just sending me messages, trying to text me and call me, showing up at my gigs, giving me weird looks.
Carrying his gear out to the vehicle.
Did you do that?
I did. I helped you.
You're such a nice guy. Brent really helped me out. But we met basically through the Big Gun show, right?
you were playing for the Big Gun show, and I came to one of the shows. And well, the first show I saw you at, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And why is he playing in my band? And then I watched him really close, because I was like, this guy, who's this guy? He's all trendy. He's got his
Super
hat
trendy.
turned to the side. So I was at a show. Actually, it was during South by Southwest. Y'all were playing the Yeti Yeti store. Yeah,
Right.
that was your first show with them, and I saw you there. I didn't talk to you
That was a good show.
because you're intimidating, totally scary. And then
All 5'7" of me.
Then a month later, yeah. But what you're not tall, you're wide. So there you go.
Oh,
Good
thanks.
God.
So
Just so
then-
your
Getting
ego
wider
doesn't
every
get
day.
too big.
Oh,
What was
he-
that right now?
I said, just so your ego doesn't get too big. He's like, here's all these compliments, you fat ass.
Oh yeah.
Thanks.
he
I'm
knows
used to it from
he
him.
knows how beautiful he is. Let's get past that now, Ray. Anyway, I went to the second show, and by that point, I was okay that he was in the band because I heard his tone. See, the thing about Ray that's really incredible, other than his hairline, is his tone. And it doesn't matter what he's playing, he has the same tone. It's fat. It cuts through everything. Because this is a 2 guitar band, drummer, bass player, and I think that show there was a keyboard player too.
Yeah, it was sometimes
Actually, it's three guitar band, and he goes to do his solo, and he just like murders the other guitarists because he plays so good. And some of it is his tone, but some of it is the notes he chooses to play. And
Mostly
so
tone.
right then and there, I just fell in love. I couldn't help it, and so I went and introduced myself. I started out with, "Are those your wife's skinny pants you're wearing?" It was lovely. No, but that's how we met. And then later on,
Well, the answer was yes, they actually
They
are.
are. I was going to ask, what's the answer to that? I needed to
Okay.
know. It was just, yeah, okay.
basically, we met at Walmart.
And then you stalked him, and the rest
Yeah.
is history.
Actually, it was
Well, I
funny.
started following him on Instagram and stuff, and I noticed that he would make these funny posts, and he had this weird kind of off sense of humor that tickled a weird part of my brain, that very few people tickle. And but he tickled it. Yeah. And so we moved out here to where we live out here. I don't want to say. Yeah, so I was at the Walmart in town, and I'm like freaking out because I just had a baby and stuff, or I was about to have a baby at that point. I don't even remember.
Yeah, you had just had the baby. You
Just
were
had the
still
baby.
trying to shed that weight. Go ahead.
I'm still to this day, 2.5 years later.
I think I found some of it.
I'm sure you did.
So anyway, we were walking towards
I
each
saw
other
you. I
in
saw you
Walmart,
from
and I
way
saw him, and I
up.
was like, "That's Ray motherfucking Kainz." And I had my daughter in the cart, so I pretty much walked up to him and said, "Hey, I don't have a guitarist. You want to be in my band?" And he goes, "Yes, I do. I have bills, and you can help me pay them." And that's how it all started. That was when we really clicked. So I have a question for you, Ray. So how did you get the nickname Miguel? And
Miguel, it's not really my nickname, It was my stage name, if you will. I played the character of Miguel in a TV show, nationally syndicated TV show. I mean, and by show I mean a commercial.
was it for gonorrhea?
No, sorry, that was a different one. My name was Gertrude in that one.
So you're Miguel in a commercial?
Yeah, I was Miguel, the mandolin maker.
Wasn't that your first parenting experience?
Parenting.
Yeah, weren't you a parent?
Oh yeah, I had a son.
How old was he?
He was a teenager. I don't know, maybe 15.
Must have been a rough.
In
birth.
real life, he was I think he was a freshman in college.
Anyway, so that was kind of cool, I thought.
Yeah, it was pretty, it just kind of fell in my lap. And I had a baby coming, and it was just enough money to pay for the baby.
On to the music. What what got you interested in being a musician in the first place?
Being a loner and being forced to take piano lessons from like 4 years old. And I was really into piano, even though I was forced to do it. I wasn't so much into the things that I was forced to do, but I was really intrigued about just music and like just the way it works, you know? And like when I'd be playing like Bach fugues, I would just be amazed. Like there'd just be like these two lines happening, just two notes happening. And sometimes just one, sometimes two, but
Right.
just these two lines going on. But it creates so much harmony and so much stuff from just these two lines. And I was just like, music is just magical, how it can just, you know, and evoke so much emotion, whatever. So I was fascinated with music as a kid. I don't think I really decided to become a music. I think there was a day, maybe I'll tell you about it, that I was like, maybe I should pursue this a little more seriously. But for a long time, it was just something I loved to do. And I did. I was really more interested in, like, as I got older, I started on piano, and then my dad had a guitar laying around. And so, of course, I was interested in that. I started messing around with that like in third grade, but I didn't really start playing until sixth grade. But again, I was just like screwing around. And then my dad had a 2-track recorder. I started messing around with that, reel to reel, where I can, record on the right side only, and then rewind it, and then record on top of what I just recorded on the left side. So I was like doing 2-track recording, and I was like, this is cool. And then I got a cassette deck, and then I was like, hey, if I can record 2 tracks here, and then I can take that and put it over to the cassette, and then bring the cassette back onto one side and add another track here, and then do that again, I can have infinite tracks.
You were multi-tracking at the age of 6?
Well, no, I was doing this probably like freshman in high school, 8th grade freshman in high school.
That's impressive.
I was doing that kind of stuff.
And you were just like, this, I can do this. What I kind of saw with the piano, I can kind of do that with recording.
Exactly. I could put all these different lines and all these different layers in there, and that I couldn't do with just, playing. So yeah, I was really into recording. Of course, before that, I was like fascinated with like Kiss. I loved Kiss when I was like in 4th grade. That was like my Beatles. You
know what?
Yeah.
I can hear Paul's influence in your vocals.
Paul Stanley?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Your vocal lines in your original stuff is all pretty high.
Yeah, I guess I like to sing in my upper register. Although I try to sing I should say, like, as I get older, I find myself singing more quietly and at lower register, just because, there's a baby in the house and I can't get high and screaming anymore.
They change everything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop.
They totally ruin your life.
They do not ruin
My
your
life has been ruined since the 1990s. God, every decade.
Keep doing it.
I have a problem, and I'm going to keep this one.
Just one? It looks, by the look at your stomach, looks like it might be triplets.
Oh, tell you, that's just mean. That's just mean, Ray.
So you said there was a moment where you were like, I should really focus on.
Yeah. All right. So let me tell you what was going on.
Is it like an aha moment, or was it more like oh shit, I could really do this?
Hey, I think I could really do this kind of a thing.
Okay.
And I had a computer job, and it was cool for a while. And then a bunch of stuff happened, and yada yada. I got laid off.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old were you?
This was like late 20s through the early 30s. And while I had that computer job, I was very involved with musical projects and writing music for commercials and playing out and, playing live and touring and blah, blah, blah. Got laid off on a computer job, started trying on unemployment. So you got to go to the unemployment office, right? And I had talking to the guy, and he's looking at, my income report and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, I see you worked for a computer place, blah, blah, and you made that amount of money. And he's like, but what's all this other stuff over here I see? And I'm like, yeah, told him I do music and blah, 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 and what I was doing. And he's like, well, geez, for you, why don't you just do that?
The unemployment office told you that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's not through self-introspection. That's like someone else going, hey, dummy.
Yeah, let me connect the dots for you because you're not paying attention.
Exactly. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I will just try that. So yeah, I had a little time to figure out this music thing.
Well, is that the time you went to Europe and toured and you were like a big rock star?
Yeah. I remember the time I was in a park. This was somewhere in Norway. And our posters were posted everywhere of the band, and this girl. And I was like waiting in line to get ice cream. It was a beautiful day and this park was beautiful. Everyone was out. And this little girl, she's standing like right next to me. She's like looking at the poster, looking back over at me, looking at the poster, looking out over at me. Yeah, and I was like, yeah. And then she went and told her mom.
Did you go to school and study music, or did you just do all this kind of like, you're just like, oh, I can do this, and just kind of figure stuff out as far as playing and multi-track recording?
Of course, with anything, you really learn when you figure it out. And no matter what you learn in school, you don't learn until you're out there doing it. And that's when you really learn. But to answer your question, yeah, I went to school. You asked if I went to school and studied. Well, to me, those are two different things. I went to school.
Same.
I didn't do much studying at school.
Did you go to like college and do that, or was it just like in high school?
Yeah, no, I went to college. I got a degree in music composition and instrumental performance.
Oh, wow.
That's
awesome.
It sounds freaking fancy on paper.
It does. It sounds amazing.
No, it's just going to Columbia College in Chicago until you get enough credits, and then you can get out and give yourself whatever degree you want. So that's what, basically, that's what it felt like anyway. But it was fun. And no, I learned a lot in college, and it was a lot with the people that I was with. The faculty was great. I was just, again, I don't know. I did well. I learned a lot. I did. But I was kind of an underachiever. I was looked at as an underachiever, even though I had a lot going on. I was playing in like 2 or 3 bands at that time outside of school and working and teaching. And I had a lot going on.
Ray, I'm pretty familiar with all your stuff and what you've written. And so I know that you can write a bunch of diverse things, but why don't you tell us a little bit about Bells and Whistles?
That's a song. It was a song that was going to be on a B-side because I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of words that start with B. It's a song brought to you by the letter B. So it was going to be.
You did that on purpose, didn't you?
I sure did.
The other thing that I noticed was this is probably one of your more jovial songs.
Yeah.
The other thing is when you hit the chorus progression and the vocals, did you rip off Billy Joel on that?
No, I did rip off somebody.
It sounds exactly like Billy Joel.
Wow. Well, maybe Billy Joel also, or maybe 38 Special ripped off Billy Joel, because I was thinking of a 38 Special song, actually. I wasn't thinking of it. I just played the progression, and I was like, damn, this sounds just like a 38 Special song, but I don't care. I'm going with it.
It's the play between your vocals and the chord progression that makes it sound like Billy Joel.
Okay.
It's how you sing.
The progression alone was a little 38 Special-ish.
Yeah. You want to know what my favorite lyric was from that one?
What's that?
Bells and whistles below the belt.
Of course, that's your favorite line.
You know, the other cool part of that was it sounded like you had actual bells and then congas too.
Bells, and I tried to put some whistles in there too.
You know, another thing I like about what you do is you are so sarcastic and dry humored that not only in your songs, but even when you're talking to people on Facebook, stuff that I kind of think about, I'm going to make this song have a bunch of B's in it because this is what I'm feeling. And then I'm going to market it as a B-side song. That's like fully taking everything. And you seem to me, whenever you sit down to create something, you just go, okay, I'm going to take this rabbit hole, just kind of go, and you don't restrict yourself in any way at all. That's what I think is what makes you so talented as a songwriter?
Yeah, going down that rabbit hole, kind of like, some songs come to me, just at least my favorite ones, they all just come at once, and it's hard to, write it down fast enough,
Mm-hmm.
But this song is really kind of more of a result of my college training and what I learned, in composition class, and we really learned how to force creativity in a way, or as Jack Black says in those what band, Tenacious D, those HBO shows,
Mm-hmm.
manufacture inspirado. And Bells and Whistles is one of those songs where it's kind of just more crafted, on the musical level, on the production level, on the lyrical level, where it's like, yeah, I have this thing in mind, this B thing, whatever. And yeah, let's go there.
So is that what your songwriting process is always like? You're like, I have this idea, I'm going to make it happen, and you kind of take in your college training, or is it sometimes just really, out of nowhere, and you've got to like whip out the recorder while you're driving down the street?
Yeah, there's a lot of times, and that's when I feel it's special, where it's really just coming from somewhere else.
Well, it's a spark of genius. It's that spark of life, spark of genius that you can't control.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And every creative person has experienced that. And that's you kind of where you want to be all the time, but you can't. So when you can't, you have to manufacture inspirato.
So I have a follow-up question. So when you normally write, it seems like you're inspired by two things: anger or frustration, and something that just kind of tickles your funny. Is that?
Well, yes, I have been. Most of my songs throughout my life have been triggered by anger or something that ticks me off, injustices that I see in the world every day and that continue to go on, blah, blah, blah. And that seems like we can't do anything about it. And it's frustrating. And it happens on so many levels, and it can be completely overwhelming if you, anyway. But
and that's why you attack people online, correct?
How many times have you been in Facebook jail?
Zero. I've been in Facebook jail 0 times.
He is so sarcastic and dry. The people don't even know they're being put down half the time.
That's genius.
Because I'll be sitting at home reading it and I'll be like, ouch, that one's going to leave a mark.
But as I get older, I'm trying not to be that angry young man anymore. And really, like Raynell said, but kids change your life. Kids change everything. And she's really, I'm just getting older. I'm calming down just naturally, but she just brings a peace about everything that is just, that I've never experienced before. And it's just a great thing. Well, and so I'm really trying to see, and she's really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And, I have a totally different perspective on life now. All those cliches they say when, before you have a kid, they say, oh yeah, it changes your life, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it really does. And they're all true and blah, blah.
Ray, how many bands are you in right now?
A few. I play with the Big Gun Show. Love playing with those guys. Gunner, if you're listening, I love playing with you, brother. Yeah, it's a fun band. And we have a new single out. It's called Chicago. You should go to Spotify and look up the Big Gun Show. Single is called Chicago, and you should play it.
Did you
over and
on
over
repeat,
and
over and over? Damn it!
Did you, Ray? Did you have anything to do with that song? Because I know Gunner writes most of the music. Did you have anything to do with that?
Gunner's the primary writer. Yeah, but we were all in that room for massaging that song a lot, and that was a really good group effort.
Let's talk about one of the other ones you sent us. Let's talk about Smoke a Pipe. I really liked that.
Yeah.
Sound in that song. It had a good groove.
I have a question.
Funny. No.
I have a question.
No.
Were you trying to get radio play with that?
I wasn't trying to do anything. No, what happened was I used to go over to my Uncle Johnny's house, and he would be laying on his couch smoking a pipe, and he'd have some like sweet tobacco in there, and I just love the aroma of that pipe, in his house. So I got to be a man of adult age, and I was like, I'm going to smoke a pipe. So I trotted on over to the pipe store, and I bought myself a Sassini 4-dot Bulldog. It was this little stubby. It was beautiful. It was like walnut or something. I don't remember. It was a beautiful pipe, but it was like kind of short and stubby. It looked like a little bulldog, and not really, but it was like stubby like a bulldog. And I bought all these tobaccos and went home and started smoking a pipe, and I thought I was the shit. I thought it made me feel real cool. But yeah, and then my wife did actually, my wife at the time. Wait, no, she wasn't my wife at that time. It was before we got married, and she was still complaining. But yeah, she was like, don't smoke that in the house.
She's like, you're
So-
the only one who likes the smell of that shit.
Exactly.
I
Fine.
love the smell of pipes. I think they smell great, man.
Right? Me too.
So I was going to ask you, there are a lot of lyrics in that song. I mean,
Mhm.
your other
Yeah.
songs at least
It's very
have
full.
a chorus, but your chorus in this one changes multiple times too, I think.
Right. Yeah.
So you're almost like a rapper in this one, in my opinion.
There is genuine wordplay.
Yeah, there's a lot of it in there.
Yeah, it's just a whimsical a song talking about a pipe and in a pipe in weird situations, and whether I'm jogging or riding my bike, to smoke is just to feel all right. Who smokes when they're doing that? But a lot of it was actually all of it was written while I was smoking a pipe sitting on the pot.
See, I heard it and I did not think we were smoking tobacco. That's fine. That's just me. It had that.
I made some specific references, but I kind of figured it would be taken many ways.
I took it that way.
Good.
There was only
That's
one
fine.
way to take that song, Ray. There is, and in Austin,
Oh,
we know
right?
which way it was taken.
I smoke a pipe. I smoke a pipe. Despite all the negative hype, I smoke a pipe. Just like Detective Sherlock Holmes, I smoke a pipe when I'm on the roam. It makes me feel like I'm right at home. Until my girl starts to bitch and moan. So I'll just have to smoke and toke all alone. I think I'll even take the hook off the phone. Ashtray and matches at my side. With my pipe I will abide. Sitting on my derriere, just blowing smoke into the air. I hold the pipe right in my hand. It makes me feel like a new man. So let's smoke a pipe and get intellectual. Oral fixation, pseudo-psychosexual. I smoke a pipe. I smoke a pipe. Despite all the negative hype, I smoke a pipe. Whether it's morning, noon, or night, to smoke is just to feel alright. That's why I like to smoke a pipe. With a book or with a friend, the pipe's alright to append to your mouth to take a puff. Soon you'll see this is good stuff. With Salinger on a good old blow, I like to smoke my pipe real slow. Their creative words start to fill my brain, while my 684 dot, it'll keep me sane. With a light aromatic or dark Cavendish, I will pack a bowl and I will have my wish. I love my pipe with a cup of joe, just like a fish loves his H2O. I love my pipe. Whether I'm jogging or riding my bike, to smoke is just to feel alright. That's why I like to smoke my pipe. Some guys like football and such, but I prefer the sweet taste and touch of my pipe, licking my lip while I puff and feel real hip. 'Cause pipes are cool, don't you see? Whatever your color, race, or creed, Native Americans, they all had it right. They hunted with bows and arrows, and they all seem to smoke a pipe. I smoke a pipe. I smoke a pipe. Despite all the negative hype, I smoke a pipe. That's right. Whether it's morning, noon, or night, to smoke is just to feel alright. That's why I like to smoke a pipe.
So, have you tried to push that song at all? like get it out there more or anything like that?
Well, I did get contacted by some people in a smoking group somewhere. Yeah, they were like asking about, hey, where can I get the song? And I was like, here, and I emailed it to them, and they're like, thanks.
And that was it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I don't really promote or push my songs
Why not?
because they're out on the internet and people will find them, and
This is one of the discussions we've had a lot of times where I think you're talented enough to
Seriously.
go out there and be an artist of your own and actually make money. But you always look at me like I'm crazy. Why is that?
because you're crazy, man. No, no, I got some things I'm kind of working on right now, and I haven't talked to you about.
Cool.
Yeah,
Can you tell me
but I
now?
can't really talk about it right now.
Oh,
Can you
sounds
give
like a
me-
future interview to me down the road.
No, yes, for sure, for sure.
So before we get on what you're doing in the future and stuff like that, tell us about the living and the dead.
All right, it actually started off. I was like watching a lot of these YouTube videos about how the court system is based on like maritime law or something like that, and like they have all these maritime analogies in the courthouse and in the courtroom and all these things, and he was just talking about how like, hey, he was just kind of getting crazy, and how the government is so removed from everything, and that's why you have to hire a lawyer, blah blah blah. Anyway, it just got me thinking about, yeah, how everything kind of is upside down, and how everything, especially now, where people are saying that they don't know who to trust, they don't know who to believe, they can't trust the media, and all this stuff, and yeah, the media today does have a bias on both sides, and there are some that are a little more in the middle, but yeah, it's ratings and all this other stuff. And so this song is kind of like, there's a lot of stuff in the world that's going on, and there's a lot of distractions going on, but you know what, at the end of the day, we're all going to wind up dead, and in the meantime, why do we have to make it so sucky? So can't we just love? And at the end of the song, I go through that, let's let love roll, let's let love in, let's let love heal, can we please do this before it's too late?
Literally, because y'all are killing me.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I really liked the message in that song.
I think the vein of that is a lot of what, when you're writing on social media, that I catch your general frustration with different people and different ideas that are not about that. So the other thing I noticed, thank you for fucking finally playing a solo.
Oh yeah, Brent pointed that out to me. He's like, that's the only time.
Oh, that's right. I guess I sent you 2 other songs that didn't even have guitar solos in there.
They
I didn't
did
even
not.
realize that.
Tell us about your signature guitar line and where can we get one?
I'd love to tell you about my guitar. Made by Chuck Thornton, C.P. Thornton, Chornton, Thornton. Yeah, Chuck made my guitar. He called me up one day and said he wanted to build me a guitar, and I didn't want to stop him from doing so. So it's a beautiful guitar made out of Nootka cedar, old growth Nootka cedar. It's grown up in Alaska, and it's super light, super resonant, torrefied neck, harmonic design pickups. It looks badass. It's got a 2-tone hot rod finish, black and gold.
Nice.
You know what's crazy about that is your tone is very similar on that one and your other guitars. Your tone just stays the same regardless of what you play. Because that guitar, how much is that worth? $10,000?
40 after I've been playing it.
Of
No.
course, yeah, but let's say
No, those
something-
guitars. Well, that guitar is available at Awesome Guitar House, and you can go on Awesome Guitar House's website at awesomeguitarhouse.com and look up C.P. Thornton, and you can see the guitars and how much they are.
Isn't that a custom guitar? I mean, it was made to your specs, correct?
Every guitar I work at Austin Guitar House, just to let you know and disclose that. But every guitar that we order is a custom guitar. Yeah, Chuck asked me what I wanted, how I wanted it to look, what pickups I wanted, and blah blah blah, and he made it the way I wanted it, and I love it. It's my most favorite guitar of all time.
I'm afraid to go into the place you work and touch.
Yeah,
stuff.
it sounds like it could be dangerous.
It's a fun dangerous. It's not dangerous like, I'm gonna get addicted to coke and lose my
No,
life.
it's dangerous. Like I won't be able to pay rent because I'm going to spend too much money.
Or you accidentally ding something and then you're bankrupt. Because what's the price range of the guitars in your shop?
Guitars start at around 2,000 and go up from there.
To what?
I think we have a guitar now that's like 89,000 because it's very rare.
What is it?
It's a Zamitis made by Tony Zamitis. Zamitis was a luthier that made a lot of guitars for like the guys in the Rolling Stones and for Jimi Hendrix and guys of that ilk, and very very specialized guitars. The one that we have has a pearl top, and it has a mosaic made of all these little pieces of mosaic pearl and abalone. And
Oh, I bet that's pretty.
yeah, it's exquisite, and it sounds amazing. It's not just a pretty face; it sounds amazing.
It sounds good.
But yeah, every guitar that he made, he made them one at a time, and they're all handmade. And this one was a very special one.
Can I entertain when I'm singing out the rain and the velvet's drawn, concealing all the light? Can I make you high? While I question who and why, and how the days are growing shorter, and then the night. Can I make you smile? After saying all the while the game is rigged, the tables turn. Can I make you dance? Captive in a digital trance, it attracts you and distracts from all that's abandoned and burned. Just remember, the sun sets on the living and the dead. In December, snowflakes fall on everybody's head. So don't slumber, or you'll swallow everything you're fed. Could this be the end? Can I freak you out? Ignorance flows with intellectual drought. Logic and love are tossed aside just to be right. Can I make you laugh? Of territories trampled by the golden calf, for the flock will freely feed the hand that bites. Just remember, the sun sets on the living and the dead. In December, snowflakes fall on everybody's head. So don't slumber, or you'll swallow everything you're fed. This can't be the end, no. Just remember, the sun sets on the living and the dead. It's December.
Is your process to write a song different as far as when you're writing solo as to co-writing? How do you,
Oh,
how is it different between the two?
yeah, it kind of depends on who you're writing with and everything. It's such a weird dynamic, and it's never the same, you know. And even just writing by myself is that's never really the same. But there are kind of some grooves that you kind of fall into here and there. When it just hits you, it just hits you, and that's the best.
Right.
You
But
know.
if you're co-writing, it may not hit you, it hits someone else. And how do you contribute to what hit them?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you gotta get into the song. Got to talk to if so whoever's writing the lyrics. If the lyrics are written, I kind of want to know what's going on behind the lyrics, and and just talk about textures and what do you want to convey, and just kind of I try to work top down. Some people want to get into the details right away. I like to start with what kind of vibe are we here? What's going on? And that means a lot of things, And if it's just musical ideas, I try to gravitate towards like themes and reoccurring lines and things, and or maybe borrowed things from the melody or something like that, or hooks. And you only got so much time to grab somebody's attention, in 3 minutes, and you got to drive it home. You can't just put it out there and then put another idea out there. You got to put a great idea out there and then drive it home in 3 minutes without making it sound like you're just being totally repetitive. There's a craft to that, and it's fun, and it's never the same. But as long as you kind of know where you're going and kind of know what kind of feel you want to give it, to me, the details, then it's easier to decide on the details.
Mhm.
I work top down. Or sometimes you give me one little idea, give me one little musical thing, and let's explode that. Let's take that one idea. I mean, and I used to use this example when I was giving lessons all the time, when I was trying to explain the idea of motifs, musical motifs and rhythmic motifs. And the best example is Beethoven's fifths. Beethoven's fifth. Sorry, my mouth's not working. Whereas da na na na.
Right.
And what's the next thing? Da na na na. It's the same thing, just different notes. Then da na na na, da na na na, na 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 na. It's the same thing going on over and over again. Da na 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 na. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. And then if you didn't get it by then, ba 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 ba.
I've never heard it explained like that. So true.
That is awesome. Man,
my
you
God.
should be a teacher again.
What that thing I told you I don't want to talk about, it kind of involves that a little bit.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I think that's a great teaching tool. The other thing I wanted to ask, I've seen you perform probably with 4 or 5 different bands, but what is your approach to that? Because some of the bands have different kind of swing, some of them don't have swing at all, some of them are highly technical. How do you navigate that?
Fortunately, all those bands love my 5 riffs.
That's helpful.
Yeah. And they don't mind hearing them over and over and over again. No, it's well, for one thing, I kind of get bored easily. I keep lead sheets on my iPhone, and I mount that on my mic stand.
So where can people learn more about you and find your music?
You can go to raykainz.com. That's RAYKAIN as in Nancy, Z as in zebra.com. And that's my website. And you can find all links to my social media there, where I'll be playing and all that.
What if they want to actually come and see you and talk to you? Where can they go? Let's say Tuesday to Saturday. Where can
they can go to Austin Guitar House on East 12th Street on the east side of Austin, Texas.
And one more final question, at least on my end. I don't know if Brent has
I
questions
have
or
more
not.
questions, damn it.
Well, that sucks. This is one I like to ask people, especially somebody who has had as much experience in education as you. What would you tell somebody who was new to the music scene, new to songwriting? What would you say to them? What advice would you give?
I say, as a songwriter, I think you need the ability to extract from your own life and examine your own life and extract from it on an intellectual level and on an emotional level, and put that into words. That's so important. But then also, don't forget about the craft of songwriting.
I like that.
And I think there's that's sort of being lost. But I still hear, I like melodies. There are a lot of songs that are very sort of a little more hypnotic, if you will, and I like it. It's not like every song needs to have this, but no matter what kind of style or what kind of emotion you're trying to evoke, there's a craft to it, and don't ignore that. But at the bottom line, it's just really whatever. It's just dig down deep in your heart, think about things, examine things, and put it into words. But just be true to yourself, and that's the thing. Don't try to, are you going to write this kind of song or write this kind of song? Just write any kind of song, write every kind of song, write the same song a million different ways. Just write and do it and experiment, and don't be afraid.
You know what's funny about that is you're talking about a lot of introspection and being cerebral about it, but then a person from the unemployment office had to tell you, hey,
he brought it back. All right, everybody, that was episode 62 of Sound Pollution featuring Ray Kainz. I want to thank you so much again for being on the show and giving me and Brent your time. We really appreciate it. All the links to his social media, his websites, and his music are down below. Make sure you click on them. Make sure you show this artist some love and affection. Real quick, listeners, we need you to do us a favor. I'm loving that I'm seeing downloads and listens go up, 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 up. It means so much to me after over a year of very hard work. Now I need to ask that you subscribe. You actually subscribing to the show on your listening platforms is going to help us get sponsors, and it's going to help us be able to keep the show moving forward and moving in the right direction. So if you could do that, I'd super appreciate it. Make sure you tune in next week. Get out there and remember, make some noise.